Well, Susan, you are so well known for your Octavian. Is it your favorite role?
Yes, by this point it is. You know, it's a daunting role, especially when I started doing it when I was a young mezzo, and it's so long, but there's so much wonderful opportunity in this role. It's got some of the most sublime music ever written, of course, and there's chances for comedy, and you know, it runs the gamut as a character as well.
And I know, yes, that you are very, very, very long on the stage, almost to the entire opera. Unlike Renee, who doesn't appear in the next act.
I'm so jealous of her. She gets to sit in her dressing room and type emails all during the second act.
In any case, how do you pace yourself?
Well, that's a good question. The hardest bit of my singing is the second part of the first act, which we've just seen. What's coming up is not all that taxing vocally, but it does go on a bit, and I have a little sword fight coming up, so I have to, you know, save my energy for that. The third act is mostly comedy, and then there's that sublime trio at the end. So I do have to have a little reserve left for the trio.
Absolutely. But you play a young man so beautifully. You were my son in Idomeneo, my sister. So when do I get to get a little more of you as a mezzo tenor? You know?
Well, I don't look much like your sister right now, do I?
Well, I think you enjoy the trouser rolls.
I do. I love these trouser rolls, and this is the top of the heap of these trouser rolls. I mean, look at this costume. This is spectacular.
Oh my God,
it's the most gorgeous thing. I call it the sort of human disco ball of costumes. It's fantastic. And to appear with that rose at the top of those stairs is just the most heart-stopping moment in my career.
That's what I was going to ask you now. Octavian's extraordinary entrance in the next act might be his greatest scene in the opera.
I think it's the greatest scene in any opera. I mean, my heart stops when that music stops and the tremolos are going on, and I look out into that beautiful opera house, and I just hope that I can remember the first word and the first note.
An incredible moment. You and Renee have performed together so often. Tell us about your collaboration.
Well, you know, we were starting out together. We won the Met Opera auditions here like 20 years ago. We don't like to admit it, and we've just come up through the ranks together. We've been great friends all along, which makes doing scenes like that bed scene in the first act a lot of fun if we can just keep from giggling all the way through it.
Well, admit it, about 40 years ago, you know. So when did you first sing Octavian, and how has your interpretation changed over so many productions and years?
The first time I sang it was at the Welsh National Opera, and I sang something like 15 performances all over southern England and Wales without a prompter. That's a good way to learn it. But it's changed a lot. Life changes you, and life changes music and our art too, in a good way, I hope.
Okay, Susan, they are tuning, and you have to deliver that rose, okay?
Thank you. Thanks, Plácido.
When the curtain goes up on the next act, we are in the luxurious home of Sophie von Faninal, the young fiancée of Baron Ox. They are waiting for the arrival of the Rosenkavalier, the rose-bearer Octavian. Here is Act 2.